Hey guys, it's Bob West, and today it's time for part 14. Today is a little different. I'm gonna look at the events of season 15, episodes 1 through 17. It will still potentially contain spoilers for 18 through 20, but we'll be looking at those next week. Last week ended off on a dramatic note, but miraculously it turns out they not only live, but live with enough energy to spare to drag Jack's corpse off. This season starts rough. I have three specific thoughts on it. Hear me out. Number one is it's forced. This weird divide between Dean and Cass is entirely a device to try to further the impact of their reconciliation to make episode 18 hurt more. Full stop. Their character growth to this point, Dean gets angry, Cass understands and waits until he cools down a bit, and then they move on, even if they're angry at each other. Number two is something that should come across and comes across on paper, but not necessarily when you watch it. It may even come across on a rewatch, but it did not come across when I started watching this. Supernatural, like many shows, operates on the non-explicit idea or feeling that time in the show is roughly moving at the pace of time between episodes. The idea that one season is 1 year, for example, sort of week to week. Because you're watching week to week, you feel like it builds in that same way. It's why when a character is introduced in a season, by the end of the season, you feel that they're well established and have been around a long time, even if they've only had maybe 12 to 15 episodes and a total of 3 hours of screen time. And obviously with cliffhangers and the like, sometimes we pick right up where we left off and not a short time later. But if we pick up right where we left off, we don't always feel like it. Even with the couple of days delay between burning Mary and the Hunter's funeral, the time between Mary dying and Cass leaving the bunker is a little longer than a week. For us, Mary dies. It's 3 weeks before the show even ends, and then it's months before we see them struggle to shove the souls back into hell and Cass leave. When I first watched it, I was like, Jesus, how can Dean still be this raw and still blame him this much after all this time? The question actually is, why is Dean so touchy, volatile, and angry? Maybe 9 days after his son murdered his mother, went crazy, got killed by God. God is their enemy. His entire free will worldview has been shattered. Hell was ripped open. Kevin's been in hell the entire time and they can't save him. Ketch dies and Sam had to kill Rowena to save them. So, it's a little different. 2 of Dean's family members died. Sam is devastated by having to kill Rowena, and Dean's instinct is to push Cass as far away as possible to protect himself. On top of that, number 3, he is still a little mad at Cass, and Cass is still a little mad at Dean. Dean says the mean thing here, and Cass looks like the kicked puppy, but they've been mad at each other all week. Cass was angry with Dean for wanting to lock up or take out Jack, and Dean is mad that Cass shut him out and left him again. Cass historically has left and made the wrong decisions that screw them time and time again, and Dean keeps trusting him, accepting him back and thinking, well, this time Cass won't just not tell me something is wrong and run away to go do something. He'll trust me. Cass out loud says, you used to trust me, give me the benefit of the doubt. Historically super true, but like 90% of the time, it's fair to say that Cass abused that. He comes back to the bunker to talk to Dean to steal the cult from him. Before that, he says yes to Lucifer. Before that, Cass lies about helping Sam remove the mark, which kills Charlie and unleashes the darkness. Before that, Cass runs away with Metatron, which causes the angel to fall. Before that, Cass runs away with the tablet, and on and on. Cass leaving is almost always because Cass is doing something that, with good intentions or otherwise, is on some sort of scale a betrayal. And Dean does always forgive him and start to trust him again. This time, Cass saw Jack kill the snake and got scared, and much like previous times, specifically lied to Dean, saying he just needed to stretch his legs away from the bunker and nothing was wrong. He's also mad because they had a plan with Lilith's crook, and because Cass deviated from it, no matter the circumstances, Rowena died and Sam had to get hurt, and Sam is very hurt by it. Dean is hyperprotective of anyone who hurts Sam.
How's Sam?
Not great.
Sorry about Rowena.
You're sorry. Why didn't you just stick to the damn plan?
Belphegor was lying.
Belphegor's a demon.
He was using us. He wanted to eat every last soul to take over hell, Earth, and everything.
Yeah, and we would have figured it out after. With Rowena.
The plan changed, Dean. Something went wrong. You know this. Something always goes wrong.
Yeah, why does that something always seem to be you?
You used to trust me. Give me the benefit of the doubt. Now you can barely look at me. My powers are failing, and I've tried to talk to you over and over, and you just don't want to hear it. You don't care. I'm dead to you. You still blame me for Mary. Well, I don't think there's anything left to say.
Where are you going?
Jack's dead. Chuck's gone. You and Sam have each other. I think it's time for me to move on.
The fight still just felt weird, because both of them felt like they were pulled out of character to push the emotions higher than they would have been naturally. Also,
my powers are failing, and I've tried to talk to you over and over, and you just don't want to hear it. You don't care.
Did you? Did you try to tell him? I don't. You sort of told Sam at one point that you couldn't heal Ketch, and he was like, "It's okay, Cass, you're tired." Beyond that, other than one or two times you maybe considered talking to Dean, I did not see you try to tell Dean your powers are failing, but okay, bud. Dean freaks out a bit more because Cass leaves. Remember that whole fear of abandonment, which feeds into pushing people you love away for fear of attachment, for fear of abandonment. As evidenced by Dean's phone conversation with Cass, he clearly hasn't shoved Cass away entirely. He's still concerned about him. They're on the out, but Dean still clearly knows they're going to heal from this.
Hello?
Cass?
Sam's been trying to call you.
I know.
Did you check his messages?
Nope.
Right. Smart. Why would you?
Look, I don't know if you care or not, but God, Chuck, is back on the board.
So, watch yourself.
And check your damn messages.
Okay, let's take a quick second to go back to this conversation. Dean's world really is spinning out of control as he gets the idea that none of his actions were ever his own and free will is a myth. Cass reaches out for comfort in a parallel with Eileen and Sam.
Hey.
Yeah, hey. Dean, I recognize that I dropped the puck.
Ball. Let's drop the ball.
Ball, right. I didn't tell you about Jack, and then after what happened with your mother.
Don't.
You're angry.
Yes, I am angry. At everything. All of it.
All of it?
This mess, all the messes. It turns out that we're just hamsters running in a wheel our whole lives. What do we have to show for it, huh? Tell me you don't feel conned. God's been lying to you, Cass, forever. You bought into the biggest scam in history.
You don't think I'm angry? After what Chuck did, after what he took from me, he killed Jack. But that doesn't mean it was all a lie.
Really?
Chuck is all-knowing. He knew the truth. He just kept it to himself.
Well, now that his cover's blown, everything that we've done is for what? Nothing.
Even if we didn't know that all of the challenges that we face were born of Chuck's machinations, how would we describe it all? We'd call it life, because that's precisely what life is. It's an obstacle course, and maybe Chuck designed the obstacles, but we ran our own race. We made our own moves, and mostly we did well with that.
Did we? I'll tell you what we do know. Nothing about our lives is real. Everything that we've lost, everything that we are, is because of Chuck. So maybe you can stick your head back in the sand. Maybe you can pretend that we actually had a choice. I can't.
Dean, you asked, what about all of this is real? We are.
After what happened, I don't know what's real anymore.
I know that was real.
Coming back to it and ignoring Dean's romp with former lovers, Dean isn't terribly surprised to see Cass at the bunker when he returns, and Cass turns the cold shoulder on him now. They still both care so fucking much.
Here, let me.
Thanks.
Rowena's attempt at marriage counseling is almost amusing, but also felt sort of cheap and forced.
What am I picking up from you two? A wee tiff? Tell your Auntie Rowena.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Boys, fix it. I don't have many regrets, but the few I do still haunt me. Making Napoleon so short was just bitchy. Telling McJagger he had no future when I dumped him, and, well, everything with dear Fergus. Then one day you die, you go to hell, they make you queen, and you can't make it right. So fix it.
By this point in the season, Cass and Dean's strife feels so fake and soap opera-ish. Honestly, like, Lily Sunder's car ride was sort of a joke on the relationship troubles that felt funny when they were in the car not talking to each other, and I feel like their time with Rowena in Hell was supposed to kind of feel like that, but since it's coming in the middle of this very long and real drama, it just felt childish. As for me, with all this strife, I was so fucking convinced that they were gearing up to have Cass killed in purgatory, tragically, before Dean could apologize. Like, I was so sure. I thought to myself, man, that'd probably be the single most hurtful thing they could do with these characters, and by extension me. So, joke's on me, I guess. Watching them in purgatory, it's interesting to know that by this point in filming, both actors knew exactly where this confession scene ended up, so the acting and directing choices here are made fully informed, knowing that Cass confesses his love for Dean later, so keep that in mind, that they had that in mind, so they knew where the subtext was going to be read. Nothing is in a vacuum anymore. Cass is the voice of reason that we need here.
What are you doing?
Tracking Sam's phone. Okay, here we go. Milford, Nebraska, at a casino. What the hell is Chuck doing at a casino? Whatever, we need to go.
To purgatory.
Chuck has Sam. I'm not leaving him.
Chuck's not gonna kill him. That's not the ending.
Then he'll torture him.
Dean, do we stop? Just stop being so stupid.
And he manages to tell Dean why he felt hurt by him.
I know you're sorry, Cass. About Belle. About Mom.
I was talking about Jack. apologize to you. You just refused to hear it. Sorry I brought it up. Maybe if you didn't just up and leave us. You didn't give me a choice. You couldn't forgive me, and you couldn't move on. You were too angry. I left, but you didn't stop me.
While they slog through purgatory, Sam is seeing one timeline of possible events, seeing a future where Cass loses his fight to the Mark of Cain, or whatever you'd call it under these circumstances.
If Cass were still here, he could have healed them.
Yeah, well, he's not. It's time. Time to stand down.
You want to quit? You know what's happened to you, Dean? Ever since
what? We lost pretty much everyone we've ever cared about? Ever since the Mark made Cass go crazy? Ever since I had to bury him in a Malik box? Ever since then? Yeah.
In Purgatory, Dean is devastated when Cass is taken, and of course we finally get the apology we've waited so long for.
Cass! Cass, I hope you can hear me. That wherever you are, it's not too late. I should have stopped you. You're my best friend, but I just let you go. Because that was easier than admitting I was wrong. I don't know why I get so angry. I know that it's just always been there. And when things go bad, it comes out. And I can't stop it. No matter how bad I want to, I just can't stop it. And I forgive you. Of course I forgive you. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'm sorry it took me till now to say it. Cass, I'm so sorry. Man, I hope you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Okay.
When they do finally reunite, they have sort of a tense exchange. A lot of people think Dean might have wanted to say I love you when he said there's something he needed to tell him. It's a headcanon that I don't personally share, and besides, wouldn't that have been an unexpected twist? Super tense. Oh no, will Cass be taken before Dean apologizes? Oh no, Dean is gonna have to leave Cass behind. Oh wait, it's Cass. Oh wait, what is Dean?
I love you too. Lightning bolt.
I'm so glad that didn't happen. But the reunion is beautiful nonetheless.
Dean. Cass?
You made it. I made it. You okay? Fine. What happened? They were after me, not you. I figured it'd be safest to give myself up. Did they take you to Eve? Yeah, we were en route. I waited until I saw this. Got a little smushed. Once I had the blossom, I fought. Caught them off guard, they fought back. I managed to get away. You did it. You did it, Cass. Well, they're still after me. We should hurry. Okay, Cass. I need to say something. You don't have to say it. I heard your prayer.
Back Earthside, they try to get to Chuck. I love the moment Dean is like, Eileen, I don't want to hurt you, and Cass just fly tackles her out of the way. And when it doesn't work, they move on. And it's a small moment, but it warms my heart to see Dean and Cass sitting together and drinking like old times. Cass brings Jack back to the bunker after he finds him, and Cass and Dean share a sense of relief. And they immediately fall back to their old dynamic.
Well, I have information on the occultum from the shaman Sergei.
Him? Are we that desperate?
I think so.
So what did he say?
The occultum is divine in its origin. It was housed for hundreds of years in an ancient temple before it was...
Plundered by pirates.
No.
It was dug up by tomb raiders.
No.
It was seized by the king of the dead and his warlords. Am I close?
Looted by invading Mongol hordes for trade on the black market.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say that next. That was the next one.
And then back to their other dynamic where Cass is dying dead or mostly dead and Dean kind of freaks out a little. This time when Cass is going to leave the bunker for some Hail Mary's solo mission, he actually confides his reason to Dean.
Cass? Hey, where are you going? Where's Jack?
He's in his room. We got back, we didn't want to wake you up.
Yeah, I wasn't asleep. How'd the case go?
Oh, it went. Solved it, saved some people. Lamara?
Yeah, we got her. I think she's on board.
Good.
Wait, what's happening? Where are you going?
Going to look for another way. I have to.
What the hell are you talking about?
Dean. In case something goes wrong, and I don't make it back, there's something you and Sam you need to know.
Sidebar. Earlier in episode 15, when Cass is burying the box at the crossroads to summon the demon, he has to use a picture of himself. The guys usually use a picture from one of their fake IDs, but here Cass is burying a picture of him with the cowboy hat from Tombstone, which means canonically someone took a picture of Cass in the hat that Dean put him in, and Cass kept it with him. And whether or not it was Dean himself who took the picture, it's cute as fuck. Anyway, in episode 16, Dean lies to Sam about why Cass left when Sam prods and asks if Dean and him got into another fight. And then we're on to 17. During Chuck's little rant later, he'll talk about how he has been manipulating and pushing Dean to try and drive the outcome he wants from them, so I guess that was the writers trying to say that Dean's intense, out-of-character, fuck family drive was plot? But mostly it just makes it a really uncomfortable season to watch on all counts, but let's not dwell on that. Also, I love Cass saying nothing through this whole exchange. I wonder what he would have done if Dean had just point-blank shot Sam. Anyway, Chuck walks out and lays the big, important, show-changing truth on them.
So spare me your contempt, Castiel, the self-hating angel of Thursday. You know what every other version of you did after gripping him tight and raising him from perdition? They did what they were told. But not you. Not the one off the line with a crack in his chassis.
Chuck didn't make Castiel choose Dean over heaven. Castiel fell off script. He fell from heaven for Dean, and that was not Chuck's doing. I talked about this a bit in Season 4's review. The likelihood that Chuck was curious to see what happened after Cass started to doubt, started to try and help Dean. It was an unknown factor, so he probably embodied the Chuck persona to see closer and sometimes firsthand. Castiel found free will, which has been a theme. Cass choosing free will over the plans of heaven for Dean, for Sam. He was the champion of free will in a much more literal sense than we knew. Cass's trust in Dean, Cass's eventual love for Dean, set them on a path where they are now. Set them on a path to cage Lucifer, to free Lucifer, to Jack being born, to Sam and Dean raising him. In 2 episodes, Jack will defeat God himself because Cass fell for Dean. Cass's love for Dean literally saves the universe. Doom's a couple million other universes, but beside the point. This is sometimes overlooked, but I think it might be the single most important revelation of at least this season, and the strongest pillar in the importance of Destiel, to be sure. I don't have much of a conclusion for this video. My thoughts march right along into the next one. I'll be detailing my feelings on episodes 18, 19, and 20 next video. I'll be adding in some of my personal disappointments with how the show handled this then. Shortly after, I'll put out the second addendum, just going over some things I missed. If you guys can think of anything in the next couple days that you would like me to talk about in that, things I didn't cover in video so far, my opinions on different Destiel things, whatnot, send it along to me by email, let's say by Tuesday, June 1st. I prefer email over comments because it's easier to keep track of. Then after, we'll wrap up part 16 of this, which will make 18 videos in total from the 2 little shorts. Part 16 is sort of an overview of Destiel, start to finish. The week after we wrap up this series, I'll be doing a video about Dean's bisexuality entirely outside of the scope of Destiel, as well as starting a new weekly Thursday series where I break down the seasons one at a time, and I'm excited to show you guys that. As usual, you can email me at bobbertwes@gmail.com, and I'd appreciate it if you'd follow me or consider donating to my Ko-fi account. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week.